Andy, Rick Barnett.
Nice to meet you, Rick.
Nice to meet you. Andy, give us a little background, if you would. You have been painting now for how long?
Since the second grade. No,
But specifically drip art. How long have you been doing drip art?
I started doing that seriously around 1999, trying to figure out how to do it. It came out of drawing assignments I was giving my high school students, where the advanced students, I wouldn't allow them to draw a portrait by drawing an armature, like an oval and an eye line and things like that. I just told them that they had to scribble. And so I demonstrated it, you know, and I made an eye start evolving out of the paper with scribbles and things like that, and they loved it. And so we kept pushing the envelope and started doing color on black paper with pastels and things like that. And it just started to occur to me that maybe it could be done in paint. And I started devoting my summers to figuring that problem out. And the best way I could get thin lines was dripping paint off of a stir stick and just walking around the canvases. And about a year and a half later, then they started getting good. And that's when I started showing.
So just so that the viewers can understand your technique and style, a typical artist will use anything from an airbrush to a palette knife, and of course a conventional brush. Your tool is what?
It's the flat stir stick that you get with a can of paint when you buy paint.
So in other words, you go to Ace Hardware stores and pick up your brush.
Yep, that's it. I've got jars and jars of brushes made out of wood.
Isn't that interesting? And are these acrylic or oil?
These are acrylics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, acrylic latex.
And always acrylic on canvas. Is that your typical substrate?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I notice, you know, as we take a look at this exhibit, most of the work that you do is large formats. Yeah. Is it possible to do this kind of work in a smaller form?
I can get down to about 36 by 37 inches with subjects that I know very well, like these here. Mm-hmm. I could not do a commission portrait that size. I have to work large.
Yeah, so, and how large, when you talk about large, how large have you painted? I mean, what's the largest piece that you've done?
The largest I did was 89 inches tall by about 69 inches wide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what was that image of?
Well, it was actually my daughter, you know, and you know, she had a great photographer for her senior photographs when she graduated from high school, and I saw at least 5 images there that I thought were paintable. They have to have the right shadows in the face and things like that, kind of what I call Rembrandt light. And so I did several portraits, and I did this monster one, and it's still hanging in the house.
Oh,
you know, so.
Well, it's a great story. Thank you very much for coming to Art San Diego.